Hey, last thing.
Okay.
Because I know I've taken up a lot of your time.
No, you're good. I just have a herniated disc.
What are your thoughts on Texas not having a D1 school?
That one sucks a lot.
Isn't it weird? I think it's kind of weird.
Well, and
I'm sure there's politics involved to some degree that I'm not aware of it.
We have a friend who's a big donor at A&M, really involved, and he has been pushing and pushing and pushing for A&M to get a gymnastics team. And we were talking with him, and there's political stuff going on. It's the money stuff. It's the room. It's Title IX. There's a lot of reasons why there hasn't been a team yet. But I'm like, we have to figure that out because this is crazy.
I'll have to do a whole video essay about that.
You can throw a dart at the United States map, land on a gymnastics team, and there's probably at least one girl from Texas on that team.
Couple, probably.
Yeah, but at least one. I'm just going to be fair. For the Michigan State teams or the Long Island teams, the ones that are really far from Texas, there's usually still at least one. Yeah. That's very telling. And I was just telling her that, you look at Mary Lou, Carly, Nastia, Simone, all Olympic, all-around champions from Texas. What the heck are we doing? Like, it kind of feels weird. You're like, that doesn't make sense. But then when you get to the technical part of it and the money part of it and the legal part of it, like, you see why there's not a team yet. Because, again, like I said, Title IX and where
Can you describe Title IX for me real quick so that people that aren't aware of it?
Title IX is basically the equality for the women's sport and the men's sport. And so, like, and I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm not, like, fully informed to give you the legal definition and all that stuff. But basically just the overall equality of men's sports and women's sports and at the NCAA level. And I think actually it ties, and it goes into education and a lot of things. Yeah. But what I mean by Title IX when they're talking about putting in gymnastics, like, okay, well, that's going to be a female sport specifically, because we can do men's sports too for gymnastics, but they're specifically talking about a female gymnastics team. Okay, well, if we put in a female gymnastics team, we either have to add in another men's team or we have to take away a men's team. And so there's like that, and this is what I've been told. Again, not fully informed on it, so I'm not like
I'll have to dig.
Yeah, it gets a little confusing and interesting, but again, what I've been told by that guy, he's like, well, now Texas is joining the SEC and Oklahoma's in the SEC, so there's been talk about adding a team at UT, but again, because Title IX, well, there's this many sports, so we can't. And that's what, again, like I've been told. So I'm just going, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Just on a financial driver, like in terms of revenue,
well, there's all
the amount of money they would make is crazy.
All the roads are leading to it. We should do it.
Yeah.
The should and can are very different, and that's where I mean.
I mean, I could just imagine imagine a Texas,
room.
Like I know they have like Rose Bowl and stuff for like football,
right.
but like imagine like an
A&M versus UT gymnastics.
Oh my God, they would fill that place up.
So fun.
Especially
how big NCAA is in Texas, just for other teams.
And how many girls, like between Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio, with all of their gymnasts coming to watch UT versus A&M, it would be unstoppable.
And I think it would take, of course, time to build that team up, but I think a lot more gymnasts would be willing to be that pioneer team, that first team, than they realize. And I think that's another concern too, is like, well,
it's going to take time.
Of course, kids are going to want to go to OU because they're established, or Bama, or Arkansas, or Utah, or all these things. It's like, are there kids that are going to want to commit to a new team that has no skin in the game yet? And I kind of feel like a lot of them actually might. And I think
again, the UT A&M rivalry
somewhere.
Enough. Yeah.
Like Alabama wasn't always Alabama.
Yeah.
Utah wasn't always Utah.
I mean, UCLA's on a downturn right now, so it'll pick up again. Like everybody goes through ebbs and flows, right?
Everybody's fluctuating. So yeah. I think that would be. I think they would build that team up quick.
I think between the A&M and UT rivalry, it should be a done deal.
I grew up a UT fan. Like, I'm still a UT fan, and people get mad at me because I'm Arkansas, but I'm like, my loyalty lies with Arkansas, obviously. Like, yeah. I graduated there, my face.
But it would be fun, wouldn't
it? It is, but it would be a blast, and I would be rooting for UT because I don't like A&M. So it would just be so fun, and it would get back to if UT had an SEC team. UT and Arkansas had a huge rivalry back in the day with football, and that's going to get restored again because they're back at the same conference. So now you put gymnastics in there too. That's going to be a whirlwind, especially because Arkansas, I mean, Arkansas State is what it is, but Arkansas is Arkansas, like the university, and that's why I picked Arkansas, because they love the Razorbacks, and like that's all we got there. You look at Texas, again, we have how many professional teams and how many sports, how many colleges. That's not in Arkansas, so the rivalry there would be ginormous.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think on a revenue standpoint, it's a no-brainer. I think it would bring in so much cash. In I think the ability for sponsorships and endorsements for those girls would be a will be a no-brainer. Also,
I would be like, some of y'all need to get sponsored by HEB.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get
Whataburger.
I was a Whataburger number for Halloween once. Me and my best friend, the one that was here. Yeah, I'd be getting some Whataburger NIL if I was somebody. For sure.
I told my old team, I'm like, look, if I ever make a YouTube channel or anything like that and it's gymnastics oriented and it's like it pops off, I'm talking to Whataburger.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, don't be surprised if our Leos have the W, you know what I mean?
Sponsored by Honey Butter Chicken.
Yeah, by the Patty Melt. But anyway, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I would obviously be UT also because I'm in Austin now.
Yeah.
So, just honorary.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be, when I realized that, I'm like, oh my God, this is like a real thing.
Yeah, we have D2. We got TWU and stuff, and they're good.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not. There's no D1 team.
Yeah. I also think it would be a lot easier to incentivize coaches to want to coach college in Texas.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of
college club coaches that leave Texas to go.
Yeah.
Pursue.
And like I thought about it. I was just we were just talking about this earlier. Is it? Okay. Yeah. We were just talking about this earlier, but we were like, if somebody offered me a huge paycheck to go to coach college, it would be a real hard decision because like I don't know if I would like to be in any of those places.
I don't want to deal with politics. I've always said that I would never deal with politics and coaching.
Yeah.
Gymnastics.
Well, I mean, there's that, but I mean like the actual location.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like.
We're spoiled here.
Like I'm like I don't want to be in Iowa. What is that? What is that? Like,
where is that?
Nebraska?
No.
Like what am I doing in Nebraska?
Places. There really is.
I'm sure there's some great spots in all of you guys' places. Like, listen, I'm not trying to bash you guys, but like we are a little kind of snooty about our state.
We're a little snobby down here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We were in our own country for a little bit for no reason.
For a second. Yeah, I don't know where we get really like.
It'd be fun though.
Maybe one day.
Get one down there at the beach or whatever you want to call that place, down at the Gulf, a beach.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But that would be fun.
Maybe one day.
I genuinely think we'll see it in our lifetime, but I think it's going to be a while. We got to get some things figured out.
Well, we'll reference back and we'll clip this and we'll reference back to this moment whenever they get it.
Fingers crossed.
It's like, yeah.
We called it here first.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a long conversation.
This episode.
We'll have to do a lot more.
Yes.
We'll have to do a lot more.
Call me, beat me.
Yeah, if you're ever in Austin, just hanging out, I can always set this back up and we can just have another conversation.
I think what else is popping off on Twitter.
I think the world of gymnastics, but right now at the current moment has plenty to talk about and a lot to dive into. So, pleasure. It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much. Do a shameless plug. This is your camera here, so do a shameless plug. Get everybody to go find you.
Braie is my username. Just about everything. So. Want to follow me? Love
can you spell your name? Because it's
Braie.
Okay.
AYY. It's like the song A Baby. That's how I got it. Braie.
Got it. That's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you're on TikTok, YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook. I also have a Facebook judging group. If anybody's looking to get into judging and they need guidance, it's called Guiding a Judge. So
there you go.
Can do that. I have Guiding a Gymnast. That's the actual Facebook page. And then my Instagram is Braie. Same with YouTube. Actually, YouTube's just Braie Swan. So just Braie, you're going to find me. And then TikTok is Braie. What else do I do? Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. Also, please make sure you like, subscribe, and do everything that you usually do. Share to Chalkbox Talk. We'll see you guys again. We'll have more in-depth conversations. I want to bring
parents. Don't take that out of context, please.
I am not gonna clip it. I'm not gonna clip it to make you look bad. I promise you. Yeah, no.
That's what I meant. You're not the worst part at all.
Yeah. And I can't wait to have other conversations. I'm pretty sure if I have other conversations, if you ever want to come back and be like, let's talk about that conversation, man. Yeah. So
I take some stuff back, or have more to add.
Yeah.
Or here's Michaela Skinner.
Yeah. Man, would have been crazy if somebody gets her to sit down. I'm gonna sit down. Let's get to it. Yeah. Anyway. See you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye.